Well, hello there, and welcome to a scorching edition of the Ham Brothers podcast. I am your dehydrated host, Robert Brunel. With me, as always, is Anthony Caliente Calles.
Oh, hello.
And, of course, sizzling Matt Chipway.
Oh, hi.
It is hot as fuck.
Yes. And we are in a garage.
And even more bad news, I had Taco Bell before I came
I had Del Taco, so this might be a
over here. The Battle of the Taco Belly.
Taco Bell's. Not bueno.
No, please don't.
Did I tell you guys about my adventures with Herdez Salsa online?
Oh, the
No.
guacamole, that salsa brand, the guacamole salsa?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Herdez.
I don't think so.
Okay, so like, I just found it by chance and gave it a shot, and I fucking love it. Right. I legitimately just like the salsa, and so I was drunk, of course, the other night, and we were eating tacos. So I posted a picture and tagged them, and I was like, you know, the only way you eat tacos was with fucking Herdez salsa, right?
Right.
And they go, yeah. They followed me on Twitter, and then they go, you know, thanks, friend. You know, DM us so we can thank you properly.
Right.
Right? So I'm like, oh, shit, I might be getting some free salsa here, right? So I just DM them, hola, amigos, you know? Well, okay, wait, I actually had to back up, because before that picture, another drunken day, right? I wrote this fucking tweet, which they ended up retweeting, okay?
Oh, shit, nice.
Which it goes, I was like, dear Herdez Salsa, like, dear at Herdez, right? I was like, I don't speak Spanish, so I had a Mexican friend at work, help me translate this, so I hope it goes correctly, right? And I was like, I am a pinche gringo from America. I was me and Canta to salsa. I was like, this bolillo says, you know, this bolillo. I forget this. Like I looked up specific like racist terms for white people, and I used all of them. I was like, I love your salsa. And they retweeted that shit and followed me and everything.
That's awesome.
Then I did the picture. And then they told me to DM them, and I did, but they didn't write me back. Right? And then some other guy posted a picture of their salsa, and they, since I am following them, I saw them comment, you know, DM us so we can, you know, thank you properly.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, you know, they told me the same thing, and they never responded, but I don't give a shit. Because their salsa is fucking delicious.
Yeah.
That's what I think, right? So then after that, I got the account's attention,
Right.
and they responded to my DM. And they said, "Hey, sorry about that. We didn't catch this.
Got lost in the fold.
This message." And again, I was in Arizona and I was drinking.
Uh-huh.
Where they replied, and I said, "Don't you worry about it, social media person." I was like, I honest to God don't want anything from you. I just fucking legitimately love that salsa.
Right.
And I love it so much, you could literally tell me to go fuck myself right now, and I would not speak ill of your products.
Right.
And they didn't write me back again. But I just thought that was really fucking funny. I have this new love affair, so I'm just like posting all about their fucking salsa, even when it's not appropriate.
Now, is it just their regular salsa or the guacamole salsa?
Dude, no, they have like what you would put on, chips and salsa, like a fresca or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the avocado salsa. But then they also have like a tapatio, like red.
Oh, okay.
Hot. It's fucking hot.
Yeah.
Way hotter than tapatio.
Right.
But yeah, I just thought that was keen. My new love affair with Herdez salsa. Sponsor the podcast, Herdez. Hashtag Herdez for life. The only way to do tacos.
Well, now you can't ask because you already told them that you don't want anything from them. That's when you should have been like, well, the only way you can make it up to me is
Well, he doesn't
sponsor
speak
my
for us.
podcast.
He doesn't speak for us. We still want stuff.
Hey, man, if you don't like that salsa, I don't know if we can do this anymore, to be honest with you. Everybody has to like that shit. It's delicious. I want to tell you that, and then I was telling, I told Kai's this already, what happened to me a couple days ago in fucking Riverside, where I live now. But, so I went to the Rite Aid to get milk, right, in the evening after Karen got home. I'm paying for my milk, just normally talking to, the cashier. And this fucking tweaker, he must have been in his 50s. He was missing his two front teeth. Had kind of like white hair, salt and pepper, but still pretty, clean-cut haircut.
Right.
White fucking pants and like a bowling shirt, right?
Yeah.
And like
Sounds about right.
like Oakley's.
Was he wearing the Oakleys actually on his eyes?
On
or
his
were
head.
they?
On
So
his
like
head.
a tweaker Guy Fieri, kind of.
He's skinny. He's a very skinny older man.
Yeah, so like.
And older, like in his 50s, like I said. So anyway, this fucking guy comes bolting out of an aisle, and there's 2 more people in line behind me. He inserts himself in front of those people, between me and the next person in line, so that he can lean right into the fucking cashier.
Oh, see, when you initially told me the story, I thought he had come in from the outside of the store.
No, he was coming down an aisle, all
okay.
heated, and he comes up and he goes, "You have any fucking Arctic ice?" And she goes, "Huh?" And then he mocks her. He goes, "Huh? Huh? I said, do you have any Arctic ice fans?"
Was he Southern?
Yes.
Okay.
Tweaker. And she goes, "I don't know." And he goes, "Well, don't you fucking work here?"
Ugh.
Right?
Ugh.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." And like,
First off, what's an Arctic Ice fan?
yeah, that's what he said. I don't know if that's a specific
Maybe
brand.
a brand.
Because if he said Arctic Ice, I would have assumed that's maybe, is that a drink? Or like actual ice? I want ice from the Arctic. Why don't you have any?
I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm guessing. I'm assuming it's a brand that he was looking for. Maybe it's those kind that you put water in,
Oh, yeah.
you know, or something. I don't know. He was a piece of shit. So like, I'm getting my shit, and I just go, well, to the cashier. Go, well, you have a great day.
Right.
And I wasn't
Good luck.
I wasn't even talking to this fucking guy,
Right.
and he thought I was talking to him. So he goes, "Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Fuck you." Right? And I was just like, okay. I just started walking
Right.
out of the store. He follows me out of the fucking store, Matt. It's going to get better, though. It's going to get, here's the best. So he's like, have a nice day. You have a nice next Thursday. How about that, motherfucker? Fuck you. He's all, you know what? You fucking half Mexican piece of shit. Go back to fucking Taco Bell and make my fucking burritos. I'm like, wow. Okay. I'm like, I'm not even a little bit Hispanic, so I'm not really sure how to feel about this.
Right.
I was like, I'm not a victim of racism. I'm not in a minority, but this fucking guy assumes I am. I guess my
And it's only like half racism too, because he only called you half
Yeah.
Mexican.
See, I was like, my tan's just on point. I've been out in the pool a lot. I've been working in the yard, so I'm pretty tan right now. But yeah, I don't know. What I just got in the fucking car and left. I didn't even engage him. I just walked away essentially. So I was wondering if you would have reacted any differently.
Maybe pull out the phone and shout "World Star."
Oh, then he'll fucking start fighting you.
Yeah, see, that's why I said, because when he texted me about it, he was like, am I wrong in thinking that you would just fight this guy?
Oh,
You know?
no, I can absolutely imagine.
Then we followed you out the store.
Because he
Right.
would have been right about Kai's being half Mexican, and Kai's would be like,
Right.
how'd you know, motherfucker?
Exactly. Well, see, my thing was like, if it was anybody else other than a tweaker, probably.
Right.
I've learned throughout the years, you just don't engage tweakers.
Yeah, they got hidden weapons on them everywhere.
There's no point.
Yeah,
it's not going to end well for anybody.
Right.
It could turn into a stabbing pretty
Yeah.
quickly. Yeah.
And they'll stab you with anything, dude. Fucking banana.
Dude,
It's-
yeah, you're in Rite Aid. There's all kinds of, things they could stab you with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking hate Riverside, man. The other day, this same fucking week, I took my son to the park, and there's a fucking guy sleeping underneath the slide, basically.
Yeah.
Which,
Get cool.
on one
Somehow.
hand, I was like, okay, it has that spongy ground, so maybe, I could understand a little bit. But
it's more comfortable than
dude, you
the
can't.
concrete.
It's where kids play.
Yeah.
You better get the fuck
that's a
out. You better be
weird
gone
thing
before
to
the
do.
sun rises, man.
Yeah. Well, what time was it when you went?
8
Oh, that's pretty early.
At night or in the morning?
in the morning. Still though,
Yeah.
sun's been
Yeah.
up for like 2.5 hours.
All right.
He was just drunk, sprawled out underneath that thing, and I was pushing my son on the swings and just like coughing loudly and trying to see if I could wake him up. Yeah, and saying shit to my good. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
Right.
Fun, isn't it, son? And then so finally the fucking guy wakes up, and I'm just already staring I'm waiting for him to wake up. You
Yeah.
know? And he wakes up and he looks around in a daze like, oh, where am I?
Now, were
Yeah.
you two the only ones there?
Yeah.
Okay, so there were no other kids.
No
playing?
other kids yet.
What if as soon as he made eye contact with you, he just started running towards you?
Oh, then it's death match now. Oh, I'm assuming we're fighting to the death if that's what's going on. No, he just kind of like, looked at me and then like looked around and then just got up and walked away.
Right.
Started walking into the neighborhood.
So he didn't have anything with him, like any like backpack or knapsack or
Nah, he was clearly homeless.
handkerchief tied around a stick.
No nappy sack. He wasn't a hobo. He didn't give me any jaunty tunes.
Right.
But just a regular fucking bum.
Just passed out under the slide.
It's fucked up, man. I can't even push my kid on the swings without you fucking vagranting it up around me.
Yeah, that's just a weird place to choose to fall asleep anyway.
Like I said, the only
Well,
thing
maybe he didn't choose to fall asleep there.
I don't know. Underneath a slide, you definitely choose. That's a spot that you
Maybe-
crawl to
maybe-
and choose to lay there.
Maybe he was drunk and or on drugs, trying to go down the slide, passed out mid-slide. And
He left a bunch of
fell.
fucking cigarette butts under there, so I think he was hanging.
His sleep smoking.
I think he was just hanging out there and then
Yeah.
passed out. And like I said, it's a spongy material, so it's probably better to sleep on than the fucking ground.
the bench. Or
fuck
the
you,
bench.
bum.
Yeah.
I used to have so much more empathy for bums. Now I can't. I can't, dude.
Well, what do you think changed?
Having a kid changed me quite a bit because now I'm like overly protective.
Right.
Whereas as a single man in my 20s, I might have like even engaged a bum and been like, "Hey man,
Right.
how'd you get here or whatever? Let me buy you some Taco Bell." Now it's like as soon as I see him walking towards me, I'm like, "Don't, fuck off, man." I told the bum, he was, "Excuse me." I was like, "Fuck off," like he was still 20 feet away. I was like, "Fuck off." He's, "Oh, fuck you then." I was like, "No, fuck you. You're gonna ask for something, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna ask for money. Fuck you."
So
Fuck
then,
off.
would you say that you're a proponent for the like anti-homeless architecture?
Maybe around my house. Yeah. So once you're a property owner, you start really caring too. It's like, no, fuck off. I don't care where you go, just off.
Right.
Just away from my house, please. Smelly bum man. A lot of these motherfuckers too, I see on all the time, right? It's the same cast of characters.
Right.
Actually, Katie and I, since she drives around my area for work,
Right.
we have a bum chick that we both comment on, who we're pretty sure is like a prostitute because she rolls around with an old black man. And both of them live on the street, essentially.
Right.
But I can't place why those two would be together except that he's her pimp.
Why? Because
That's judgmental.
why? Because one's black.
I'm
and
just
one's
looking
white?
at the evidence. Just looking at the
Could just be
evidence.
like
Maybe
one
they're
of
just
those
best friends.
April
I don't
Fool
know.
romances.
Yeah, they could
You
be.
don't
They could
know.
be husband and wife.
Yeah, he's like 40 years older than her, and fucking, they both live on the street. And she totally smokes crack.
Right.
But let's ignore all of that and just say they're good friends. But we like to update each other, like, "Oh, I saw her in the parking lot of Allen's Party Supply dancing
Right.
at like 10 o'clock in the
Well,
rain."
It's a
Just-
party supply.
Dude, yeah, she was partying. It was raining, and she was just like jazzercising in the fucking parking lot. She was very happy that day. But I see the same motherfuckers all the time. Her in particular, and then these pair of dudes who are 21,
No.
22. And especially if you're that young, I have to be like, fuck you, dude.
Why?
Just because, man, there's no effort for these guys to try and get off the fucking street. They're always getting fucking ran out of there. They're
You
fucking
don't know
smoking
their
crack.
story.
Yes, they do. They steal shit from the fucking Vons. They're not allowed inside. They're pieces of shit. I'm always fucking alerting the security to their presence whenever I see them. Well, hey, man, they're over here. Get these fucking assholes out of here. Again, a lot of it has to do with being with my son. I don't know what these guys are fucking on the street for. I don't know if they're fucking,
Right.
what kind of pieces of shit they really are. So I don't want them around me
Okay.
while
well,
I'm doing my grocery
I mean,
shopping.
Okay. Well, let's look at this. I was on the street for a little while,
Yeah.
and
you were.
so
And you're not
Rob
anymore.
Totally would have alerted security to your.
How long was that?
how long?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like course over a couple months, maybe longer than that. The time frame was fuzzy with when and where I was staying. And
Who got you out of it?
Well, for the majority, myself.
Okay,
You
then.
know, I mean,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Like, I have to believe that certain percentage of homeless people elect to do it.
Right.
Yeah, a lot. So, some people are just down.
Oh
on
no,
their
yeah,
luck,
no,
you know?
well, yeah, no, absolutely. There's definitely a percentage of people that, that's just how they live. Like they want to live that way.
Right.
But then you
I
don't know
I think there's
who
a
is
large.
who.
A large
I don't
portion of
give
it
a
is-
shit,
has
to be
do
honest
with
with you.
mental
I just want you
illness.
out of my Vaughn's parking lot. I don't want you around my kid
Yeah.
with your fucking syringes and shit. I don't want your syringes in the fucking park where my kids play,
Right.
which I've found in fucking Riverside.
Yeah.
Goddamn junkies. I don't know. I don't mean to take you to a sad homeless place, but
No,
I get fucking accosted, man. They're not like your kindly neighborhood bum. I honestly,
No,
You're
yeah,
traveling to their territory, all right?
What,
You're
the
invading-
world?
There is certainly I think there is certainly a different approach that certain bums choose, or people down on their luck choose to take. You know what I mean? And definitely there are the ones that are, and I think you can kind of tell that's a telltale sign is the approach they take in asking for what it is that they are
and where,
asking for.
right?
Yeah.
Like there's a guy who I've given money to in the past who's in his 60s and he's fucked off. I can tell by the way he walks something's really
Right.
wrong with him.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, that guy that's how you got there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you got disabled, maybe you got addicted to painkillers after you had some surgery or some shit and it all went downhill.
Right.
All right. Yeah. The guy that's like accosting you as you're walking into a fucking store,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Like I don't want to have to deal with you every fucking day
Right.
on a repeat basis. It's like you don't even remember me from day to day. I just told you to fuck yourself 24 hours
Right.
ago. You're asking me for cash again?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
Or even I've had experiences where I'm asked going in and coming out, like by the same dude. Like, dude, I just told you no, like 5 minutes ago. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, dude. I had some guy go like, "Hey, do you think you could spare some money for gas?" I was like, "I don't carry cash." And he goes, "Well, do you think you could put some money or transfer some money to me?" And I'm like, "I could pay for some gas for you."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Nah." I'm like, "Yeah, you're a fucking liar, man. Get
Right.
out of here, piece of shit."
Did he know, did he even have a gas can?
I didn't even know if he had a car. No, he didn't have shit. He was just like,
Well, yeah, but
"Excuse me."
if at least he has the gas can, then it could have been like, maybe,
Yeah, he didn't-
like sell your story a little bit.
He didn't even have the fucking decency to get a prop.
Yeah. He's all, no, just put it in my hands. He just,
Just- no,
had his
man,
cupped open hands.
Dude, let me dip this bandana in that gas can right there, and I'll just squeeze it in. It's fine. So, Matt, you had some weird news stories that
Well,
you
I'm
were
sure that
looking
you
at?
guys probably come across this, but the whole gamer girl bathwater thing.
No.
I've seen memes about it and read some kind of headline about it and didn't even bother. Like, she's like a troll, right?
Yeah, but
she's
it's fucking funny because this is like the second time this month that she's already fucked with people.
like,
Because like this time, if anybody hasn't heard it, she convinced her fans to buy her bathwater.
Right.
She made a video of her sitting in a bath and bottling up, and she's made like hundreds of thousands of dollars off of it.
right.
Just
Now,
trolling these
what
fucking
does she do? What is her? She's obviously
She
some
plays
sort of YouTuber.
video games.
She,
Okay.
Is she very attractive? Is this a sexual thing?
Here's what she looks like.
Okay, so it's like a sexual thing.
Let's
People
see.
want that
Let me
bathwater.
see. Let me see.
Sorry.
Come on, get it together, Jamie. Okay.
So, yeah.
she's probably super young too.
Yeah, she's 19.
Right.
Yeah.
So a bunch of perverts want
Right.
And then
to
earlier,
drink her bathwater.
earlier this month, she said if she can get like 100 or 1 million followers on Twitter or Instagram or something, then she would create a Pornhub account.
Right.
And then she got 1 million followers, and she created one, but it's just all the videos that she put up all have like dirty titles, but it's just her like playing with her cat
Right.
or like making her
Fucking
bed.
amazing.
Yeah, and I
Good-
think it's
good
pretty
for her.
Exactly,
Good
right?
for her.
Exactly, but there's so many angry nerds out there that spent money on this shit.
What are they pissed about? Like
Because
they
she
don't
didn't
get
get
to see her
naked
na-
enough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Like,
She did.
This is bullshit, man. I gave that bitch $20 for
How much?
bathwater.
So
do
many
we
thirsty
do we
guys.
know how much people were paying for this bathwater?
I think it was like $30 a bottle.
Wow.
How big is the bottle?
It's like a mason jar, kind of.
Wow.
Well, first of all, you're all sick pieces of shit. that shit
Yeah,
definitely,
because you know what? I don't even want to know what the demographic is age-wise on the buyers
Right.
of.
I'm sure it's varied. Like, runs the whole gamut.
Oh,
of
yeah.
just perverts from ages. Whoever has money to
Spend on bathwater.
exactly.
Ugh.
Yeah, like guys are like some people are
Japanese
making ramen
people.
out of it.
Oh yeah,
They put it in their
probably
in their.
Well, she's
vapes.
wearing like some kind of like hentai anime kind
Yeah.
of wig thing. And what was that in her hand? Like an octopus?
Probably.
Is that what that was? Yeah, some kind of tentacle shit. But I mean, so what? So now, what is she like? Is she being asked to return the money or
No.
what?
All these
Like-
people spent their money. It's just the fact that all these
right.
guys are.
So people are
fucking
just
buying
pissed that they didn't get to see her tits.
Is it-
a 19-year-old's
Right.
tits? On
Is
the
it
internet?
false advertising to suggest I'm going to make a Pornhub account? Because the Pornhub account is assumed to be pornographic. It's on Pornhub,
Right.
Right.
right? So
And
is
apparently,
this
she does have some nude photos. That
is
she,
this fraud?
She does on Patreon.
She did she defraud her customers?
No, because
No.
she never said that she would make
Yeah,
like nude videos. Or
if
anything
the
like
statement
that.
was that she was merely going to create an account if she received so many followers. She didn't
I wonder
say
if there's like an
"Pay
advertising
me."
law about that. We should call Matt and ask him, ask Bellardes whether
Yeah,
or not
call him up right now, dude. Get him,
He won't- he's
get
not gonna.
him on the phone.
he's not going to answer.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, good for her. And then if she does indeed have a Patreon where she has nude photos and stuff, then that's where she sells that.
Right.
You know, like she just trolled everybody super fucking hard, and good for her. Like, I mean,
Dude,
I'd do the same if I was a 19-year-old.
Exactly. I take a bath every day. If anybody wants to buy any of my bath water,
Right.
you
I'll set
heard
up a
that.
Patreon.
You heard that, sick pieces of shit. You
Right,
want Matt's dirty
us in.
bathwater?
Email us at hambrothespodcast at
We'll sell you lots of that.
at
And
gmail.com.
There won't be any question, too, whether it's used. There will be no doubt
yeah, you won't be able to see
That-
through it.
Yeah. Oh.
that a 37-year-old Jewish man has been soaking his nuts in it.
36.
36? I'm close, though. October's just around the bend. I thought you were a year older than me.
I am. Almost.
Oh, just a little bit less.
Has there ever been anyone so hot that you would be willing to pay
For their bath
for their
water?
bathwater?
No. Unequivocally,
really.
no. Like, I don't
Right.
even have to think about it.
There was Jay likes to bring up this story, too, all the time, but
It's like maybe if it was like a Mad Max situation and there's just no water anywhere.
Oh, and you're using the water for
It's like,
sustenance.
oh, yeah,
No,
oh, she,
still sexually.
like
That's
just
how
the queen of like bath water.
it's so precious. You're still wasting it because it's her bathwater. No, Jay likes that. Oh, dude, wait, fuck! I lost my train of thought. Damn it,
I had some story about Jay, but
I did. You made me forget it. God damn it.
see now I wonder too.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
No, good.
No, you were asking if there was someone so hot that you would want to buy
Right.
bathwater. There's a major league pitcher named C.J. Wilson, and his wife is like this Brazilian supermodel,
Right.
or whatever, right? Well, Jason got like really great Angels tickets way back in the day, so we were sitting right behind home plate, and she happened to like come and sit next to us. I about fell out of the fucking chair, and I grabbed Jay, and I was like, "Dude, what in the fuck? Like, this is the hottest chick I've ever seen in person.
Right.
Like, what is she doing here?" And he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's fucking C.J. Wilson's wife." And I was like, "Everyone on this team hates him." I guarantee fucking to you, every single player on that team was like, "Fuck this guy." But it was like, yeah, it was like shocking. Like when you see a person like that, like
It's just so.
yeah, you're like, wow, I am not. We're not the same thing.
Right.
Like she is not quite human. She's a little bit more.
We are different species.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I feel like I should move further away from her.
Right. All right, you can.
What
can
other
hear us
stories do you
now?
got, Matt?
Oh, well, have you heard there's the heavy metal knitting championship in Finland?
What?
No.
Yeah. There's a heavy metal knitting championship that's going on that happened in Finland, where basically
They're knitting
heavy
metal.
heavy metal bands play, and like they have a knitter that fucking knits shit.
Is it a competition?
Yeah.
Okay, so metal bands.
So it's like a knitting festival, like a knitting competition with metal
The Heavy Metal Knitting
As-
World Championship.
as the music.
Why don't you
Like-
read a bit of that article to
Some,
us?
well, some of the stage names are Wolfumes, Bunny Bandit, 9 Inch Needles. Says participants shared
Oh.
one simple goal to showcase their knitting skills while dancing to heavy metal music in the
Okay.
most outlandish way possible.
So they've got to dance and knit at the same time.
Yeah, to
They got
heavy
to
metal.
mosh. That's dangerous to be moshing
Yeah.
around with knitting needles.
Yeah.
How many injuries were reported? Had to be
None
at
so
least several.
far.
At
I
least
mean-
several. They're not telling you all the stories.
Probably not. I just thought that was interesting.
So the bands are like their names are all knitting puns,
Essentially, yeah.
and then
Right. So the bands are involved with the person knitting.
so like like you bring a band and your best knitting skills.
Right. Yeah. You'll. He's like, "What do you play in the band?" I was like, "I'm the knitter." Up front with them. That'd be. I wonder if they mic them. They should just mic the click. Metal knitting. Okay.
Interesting. And then they're dancing. They have to dance while they knit. That just seems.
Yep.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
But that.
Do you have any pictures
Maybe-
of like the winner? Was a
No.
winner crowned?
No, I'm scrolling through it right now. It doesn't really mention anything about
Oh.
the winner.
You can't have an article about a heavy metal knitting festival and then not have a picture of the winning.
Oh, no. Okay,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
It was a Japanese performance by the 5-person Giga Body Metal that clinched the title.
Okay.
It had 2 crazy sumo wrestlers and a man dressed in a traditional Japanese kimono as they were playing metal and
and
knitting.
knitting. I don't understand.
what?
Well, it's Finland, man. Like, what is there to understand?
Okay, hold on, but it's okay, hold on. So it's a 5-piece.
Yeah, that was the
Okay,
winning. That was
okay.
the winning, I guess, band / knitting team.
What did they knit though?
Who knows? I'm sure something pretty metal.
Okay, so that's definitely.
Do you knit armor? Is that?
I mean, soft armor that probably won't protect you from anything.
Maybe a form of chainmail.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know if that'd be counted as knitting though. If you're puncturing steel together.
So, the organizers say it's similar to other unusual events in Finland, such as world championships in air guitar, swamp soccer, and wife carrying.
Well, I mean, because
I
what
wonder
else
what
are you going to do in
swamp soccer
Finland?
is all about. I guess it's just soccer in the swamp.
Yeah.
That must be pretty difficult, right?
Sounds unnecessary, is what it is.
Yeah, it sounds
They
like you need a
obviously
field
don't have very much to do in Finland.
and too many swamps, I guess,
Yeah.
in order to play
They have
soccer.
alligators in Finland? In the swamps?
I don't think so.
It's a good question. I wouldn't
I would
totally
imagine
say.
it's more of like a bog, maybe, as opposed to actual swamps.
What's the difference between a bog and a swamp, Matt?
The way you spell it.
Right.
I think bog has more fog.
Interesting. I think it just has
I'd
more
agree.
water than a swamp.
Well, swamps tend to have a lot of water, though.
See, guys, remember we learned that when on our trip to Ireland that's how they used to fucking execute people, is let the tide roll out, and then shove their feet into the bottom of the
Oh, yeah.
river, and let them slowly drown
Oh, terrible.
as the tide comes back.
All right, well, the difference between bogs and swamps are defined by their ability to support woody plants and trees, and bogs are characterized by their poor soil and high peat content.
Okay, so there's nothing growing.
Nothing
in the
to do
bog.
with fog, though.
I mean, I'm sure it probably does get foggy.
Yeah.
Wait,
Just-
they're against the Federation in Star Trek.
That's Borg.
Oh, fuck.
Close, though.
Oh, right. They're the ones that make those keyboards, though, right?
That's still Borg.
Korg. No, that's Korg.
Oh, that's Korg.
Oh,
Yes, that's-
shit. Okay.
Not to be confused with Korg from the Avengers series.
Right.
nice pull.
Right. Exactly.
Maybe it was him that created those keyboards.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be pretty sweet.
What else you got, Matt? Anything else happen in the world?
Well, as we were talking about Taco Bell and Del Taco earlier, there's a man in Missouri who was hiding from police but got found because he farted too loud.
You saw that. I saw that. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is how I'd go out."
Yeah.
So I don't know if you'd smell mine, but or see it, but see or hear it.
If you see
He
it,
definitely
you're a little
wouldn't
too
see my
close.
fart.
No, unless they're wearing thermal goggles.
You know, if he sees my fart, I'm definitely not hiding very well.
Thermal goggles.
Yeah.
He's like, "Got you." I see your
She
streak.
just farted.
See your crop dusting. Come out with your hands up and your asshole clenched.
That would be, I mean, that's a shitty way to get caught by the cops, but I think that's a worse way to get caught by the predator. If he sees your fart like you do, like
In
the
the
Arnold,
jungle.
where you're all
Yeah.
covered in mud, but then you fart and he sees just the little, little cloud of methane.
Nuh-uh, man. By the time he gets over there, I'm going to be gone, and it's just my fart will be there. Take that.
That's you use that as a diversion tactic to escape the predator.
That's right.
I don't think you'd be able to run fast enough to escape the predator, though.
Run
my
and
fart
fart.
power. Yeah.
Yeah, smoke screen, sort
Yeah.
of. Like,
I'm gonna ruin
you'd have
his.
to make sure you're like covered up nice and well, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fart so much that it's gonna completely disrupt that heat vision. This the whole. I'm gonna
It's like
disappear
a smoke bomb,
Do a
but
real
Yeah.
crop
methane.
dusting.
with methane gas from my asshole. It's gonna blind the predator's vision until he is forced to take off the mask, at which time he'll smell my farts, and
maybe
then
who
I'll have the
knows,
upper hand.
Maybe, like in that movie, what was that M. Night Shyamalan film with the aliens?
Signs.
Signs, yeah, where like their weakness is just water. Maybe the predator's weakness is human farts.
Human farts. No one's ever. Well, I'm sure a few people have shit
yeah,
in the
probably
presence of
should. Yeah.
It's methane gas specifically is poisonous to the predator. You got to rip hard when he comes out. When you
Look,
see those
man,
3 darts, you start farting.
I don't know. I think that the predators can handle the acid blood of the aliens, so they might be out. They might be able to take care of.
They
our
never smelled my
methane
fart though.
farts. Yeah, you have. Yeah, you're a different breed of fart.
I remember that time when we were coming home from Vegas and we stopped at the Alien Jerky. Were you there when I did that? The place is tiny. It's
Yeah.
it's pretty small, right? Awesome jerky, by the way. If you're ever out on your way to Vegas, stop in Baker, stop at the Alien Jerky. You know, do yourself a favor. It's fucking great. They have like crazy hot sauces and all kind of other crazy shit. But anyway, we were coming home from Vegas and we had some like bad buffets. We'd been partying and whatever. So I had some really, really potent farts that were, basically like, the stink bombs you used to get from the ice cream man.
Oh yeah, just literal rotten eggs.
Just rotten
It's
eggs.
like,
Basically hot
sulfur.
rotten eggs.
It's just hot sulfur.
And this fucking line went around the whole interior.
Okay, yeah, no, I wasn't there.
Right?
I
So
would have remembered that.
yeah,
I
it's in a
hate lines.
it's like in a square. So the line is basically all the way in a square around to the
Right.
front door. I farted every position change as we went all the way around, right? To the point where I had the whole store fucking everyone was covering their mouths. People were gagging and shit.
You're disgusting.
And then Jay got out. We got out. He's like, "God damn, dude! Some motherfucker!" And I couldn't hold it. I just fell on the ground laughing, and they knew it was fucking me. And then also, I made that girl almost throw up this last Christmas. Remember?
Yes, that's probably one of my
At the Mission
favorite.
Inn because she was
one of
trying
my
to take a
favorite
stupid
stories.
trying to take a stupid selfie, holding up a big ass line.
You must iterate that she was hanging upside down.
Her friend
from
was
the
holding her upside down, and they were trying to take a selfie together because they thought it'd be cute or whatever. But her friend is holding her basically asshole height,
Yeah,
essentially
her
upside
face.
down, so that when I squeezed by her, so I gave her the ass as I went by. I
Yeah.
let her have it right in her face, and Karen, my wife, knew it was me. Right, and because as soon as we go around the corner, she's like, "Was that fucking you?" And I was like, "No, no." And then later
She knows your brand.
that
She
night,
knows
we were
you.
laying in bed, and I was like, "Babe, I gotta tell you something." And she's like, "What?" I was like, "That was my fart. That was my fart after all." She's like, "I fucking knew it was you. What's wrong with you?" Karen always tells me every time I fart, she's like, "Why don't you go take a shit?" Jesus,
you
just
don't have to
and
shit
that's what I
every
said.
time,
That's
you
what I
know?
said. I said, "I'm sorry, babe." She's like, "Yeah, no, you have shit in your ass. I can smell it. That is coming through shit. You're farting through shit.
Farting around the poo,
So
dude.
when you're farting around the poo, you need to go shit." I'm like,
change
"No,
your
no,
diaper."
no, no." I don't. And then my wife also always says I'm farting on her even if I'm just within distance. Like,
Right. Well, of course, you're disrupting the air around her.
yeah, like if Matt and I here like 3 feet apart, if I were to fart right now and he was my wife, she would say, "Why are you fucking farting on me?" I was like, no way this counts as farting on you.
Right.
I'm farting near you. I was all, I will fart on you if you want to see the difference.
Yeah.
You
I wouldn't even say near. Like, that's not near. That's definitely around.
Yeah.
You're farting around her, not near.
when we were first dating, you used to leave the house. I'm like, yeah, that was fucking 9
Yeah,
years
right.
ago, babe. I'm not going anywhere to fart.
Yeah.
I'm farting right here in my house, right next to you in the bed.
Yep. Yeah, Kelsey always tells me, why don't you just go to the bathroom to fart? I'm like,
Why?
why? Why would I walk all the way over there when I can just, because I like,
It's like, I don't got to shit. I just got to
right,
fart.
yeah. And you know what? That's the thing. If I move, it's going to get disrupted, and it's going to probably come out before I reach the door anyway.
But dude, when we were driving home from Colorado,
oh, dude.
and Jason had the chorizo omelet from fucking Denny's before we got in the car, the last leg of getting into Denver, coming from California.
Oh.
He was ripping them every 15 seconds.
Yeah.
I was driving. He was in the passenger seat. I don't know if these guys were quite getting it as bad because of the way the windows were up,
Not as bad, but it was definitely disgusting.
Well, dude, I was driving. I was like, bro, if you don't stop, I'm gonna fucking get out of the car. Like, you're pissing me off to the point. Like, dude, he just kept doing it, kept laughing for like an hour, maybe more than an hour. And I'm like gagging, put my head out the window, and
Rob
he's
was
just
so pissed.
Dude.
So mad.
And I finally had to legit yell at him and be like, bro, I swear to fucking God, if you fart again, dude, we're gonna have words. We're gonna have fucking words outside of this car. Like, you're making me sick. And he goes, okay. And then he held off for like the last 10 minutes till we got to that parking lot and ripped a fat one right when we parked the car. And I just slammed the shit in gear and got the fuck out. I was like, I'm done. I'm fucking done with you, dude. I'm going to check in the hotel. Fuck you. God damn it, Jason. Don't ever have that chorizo again.
Was that then when we stopped at, what was that? Like a fucking Wendy's or some shit? And then, like, we ate inside, and you were pissed, so you went to the car. You got your food to go or something.
Yeah, there was no communication on the plan, so I got my food to go. I was waiting in the car for them to come back out, and they didn't. And, like, nobody bothered to be like, hey, man, what are you doing? Or, like, whatever.
I swear to God, I thought.
I'm just like,
well,
where the fuck are these guys?
The fart. That's why.
I was so fucking mad about the farts. Not fart, period.
Yeah, farts. The farts. I'm sorry. There were
a multitude of farts.
farting.
That was like a barrage, dude. That was like a World War I style barrage. He had me pinned down in a fucking foxhole, just blasting me with his anus juice. It was fucking terrible.
So the berserker barrage of freaking farts.
Yeah, it was, man. I go shell shocked. Shell shocked after that, dude. Yeah. And then,
well, that was just a rough drive too, because that was 14 hours like straight. We didn't stop from coming home.
And then, of course, we had our Casa Bonita.
Yeah.
Which was just delicious and wonderful, and I have nothing negative to say about that place whatsoever.
It's everything South Park led it up to be.
Yep. If you go to Denver, you should definitely go there and take your kids.
Enjoy
that.
The best Mexican food you can find in Colorado.
Ask for extra nacho cheese on your enchiladas, because that's how it's good. It's like runny, like almost a consistency of water, but like, yellow like cheese.
Yeah. No good.
Oh, shit. You guys want to play a game?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so there was a guy that was arrested, and okay, so he stole a car, and he had 2 items on him. One was an animal, the other was a chemical. And I want you guys to guess what kind of animal it was and what kind of chemical he had.
Okay, he had.
And also a bonus point if you can guess what state it happened in.
I was just going to ask where it was. Okay,
All right.
I'm going to say Florida.
I'm gonna also
Right
say
off the bat.
I'm gonna say, just to go differently. I was thinking Florida too, but I'm gonna say it was Georgia. What's the giant snake? Not an anaconda.
Boa.
A boat, like a boat. Yeah, it was in Georgia. It was a massive snake, and he had a chemical. I don't know. It has to be something like to make drugs with, maybe. Okay, he had acetone. I'm just going left field on this.
I'm going to say Florida, sulfuric acid, and an alligator.
You're both wrong. Rob, you were close, though. Oh. It happened in Oklahoma. He had a rattlesnake on him.
Okay.
And some radioactive uranium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not.
Which apparently you can order on eBay.
Well,
Which
really?
I didn't. That's a
I
thing.
feel like you can hurt yourself with that. I don't think they should just sell that on eBay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It says police in Oklahoma say they found a rattlesnake, a canister of radioactive powdered uranium, and an open bottle of Kentucky Deluxe whiskey during a traffic stop of a stolen vehicle that had been reported.
Is officer? I just like to take a few shots and do a little line of uranium now and then. It's not a big deal, man.
Listen, what I'm trying to do is I got to feed this uranium to this here rattlesnake.
Hey, hear me out now.
Radiate the rattlesnake, have the rattlesnake bite me. I'm going to get
Snake
radioactive
Man.
rattlesnake
When I
powers.
save the world, you
Rattlesnake
thank
Man.
me.
I'm Rattle Man. I'm Rattle Man. You understand now? Well, why wouldn't you just poison yourself with the radio? No, you don't.
No,
understand
because then
that.
you don't-
No.
you don't get
the
the
It's a
rattle.
process,
the
sir.
snake.
This is science.
You clearly have not seen any movies. That is not how it works.
So what would Rattleman's powers be?
Nothing. He could rattle.
Yeah,
He could
his
rattle a
whole
bit.
body is filled with like just little beads.
He's very
That
loud.
just shakes.
No, he pulls his teeth out, puts it in a rattle, and just shakes it to pieces.
Rattle, man. That's the wrong rattle. He's like a baby, and he just rattles on people. Not to be confused with Tattle Man, who just
Tells on everybody.
he doesn't really do anything. He just tells on everybody.
Keeps everyone from doing what they want to do.
Yeah, fucking Tattle Man. So I saw Paul McCartney last night
Yeah, I saw that.
at Dodger Stadium.
How did that fucking come about?
You know, Karen's mom's a huge Beatles fan, huge
Yeah.
Paul McCartney fan. So it was kind of like my birthday and Christmas present was the
okay.
ticket. You know,
Basically, don't fucking ask for me anything.
pretty much. They were
Yes.
pretty expensive. It was sold
bet.
out. It was like 50,000. I just want to
Where
reiterate.
was that? Dodger Stadium?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Chavez Ravine, Dodger Stadium, is a shithole. It's a fucking shitty ass stadium. They built it in the fucking 60s, and they never did anything about this. First of all, if you go to the concourse anywhere in the stadium, right, there are 2 entrances and exits on opposite ends of the park. That's it.
Oh.
Right? So let's say you're behind home plate, right? You have to enter near first base, walk all the fucking way around to
Seems like
where
a
your seats
fire
are.
hazard.
Yeah.
Exactly, dude. I guess they didn't give a shit in the 60s when they built the fucking thing. But I'm thinking if anyone had to get out of here in a hurry,
Right.
we are fucked.
Oh.
Don't like
Everyone's
a lot
trying
of
to...
stabbings happening at Dodgers games?
Well,
Or is that mostly
yeah,
Rangers
it's-
games?
there's that Brian Stowe case from a while back
Couple years
where
ago.
they fucking knocked him out in the parking lot and got brain damage. And I don't know if he died. I don't think he
I
died.
thought he did. I thought he ended up dying.
And it happened again. It happens, in the parking lot all the time. And going there last night, you can see why. Like, the parking lot is, like, sprawling, but all uneven and, like, weird, like, on hillsides and not.
Right.
And it's like, they expanded it into areas that they never intended to. You can tell it's, like, kind of like a hodgepodge of,
Right.
like, here's the old parking lot, and then we add another fucking piece onto it and shit. And I could see, like, if you're way the hell out there, like, no one's coming for your ass.
Right.
No, the security's not helping you
Yeah.
if somebody's, deciding to kick your ass because you're wearing a Giants jersey or whatever
Right.
the fuck it is. So, yeah, that, of course, all the prices are fucking awful on everything.
Mm-hmm.
$13.50 for tall cans. Oh, adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, you spend $30, you might get a solid buzz.
Right.
That'll be gone before you leave. I just fucking hate that place. But the concert was great. Paul, as old as he is, still kills it, absolutely. He front loads the set list with Wing songs and, like newer material.
Yeah.
He actually made a funny joke about it. He was like, we can tell what songs you guys like because as soon as we start playing it, it looks like the stars, everyone's fucking cell phone comes out.
Right.
And then when we play like the new material, it's like a black hole. Like
Right.
everybody just puts their phone down. And then after he said that, he's like, everyone was like, aw, or whatever.
Right.
And he was like, "Oh, don't feel bad. We're gonna do it anyway."
Right.
We'll
I am
play
a
it.
millionaire.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad for me.
He's not concerned.
But then, so he started into a new song, and everybody took their phone out
Of
and
course.
turned their flashlight on.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I've never seen that many people do it in a crowd.
Right.
I've seen people do that before, but that was like fucking everyone to where it was like almost seemed brighter
Yeah.
because every single person was putting their flashlight
It's like
camera
taking
on
the
there.
place of lighters. It's just the
Basically.
Good, using that grandpa killing all the kids out in the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said his
Never come see me anymore.
grandkids were in the audience. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, dude, he played like 50 fucking songs, man.
Yeah. How long did he play for?
3 hours.
Damn. It's just him.
Yeah.
Yeah. An evening.
Oh, dude, the drummer for him, I don't know, for that band or whatever,
His
is
name's Ringo.
Psych. No, he's not. This is
Peace and love.
It's a black dude. He's pretty big. He does all the high harmonies
Oh, really?
and drums, and he's like, they show him on the big screen and stuff occasionally. He's just so into it the whole
Right.
fucking time. He looks like he was
Wouldn't
like
you be fucking into it if you were playing
with
Paul McCartney
Yeah.
at the
I'd be-
sold-out
I'd be-
Dodger Stadium?
I'm fucking nervous as shit. I don't know how much fun I'd be having. Be too worried about fucking up.
Oh, that dude's probably been fucking with
Yeah.
him for a long time.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's so good. Such a great drummer, and I can like sing like a motherfucker.
Right.
And I was thinking about it too, like the guitarist and the other two guys that accompany him, or three guys. They're all like older guys, in their 50s probably. And then I was thinking like, I wonder why Paul doesn't get like some youngsters to do it, right? And then I thought, well, then he'd look even older in comparison
Right,
on
yeah,
fucking
exactly.
stage if he was up there. So it's like this makes
Some
most
dudes
sense.
in like Ed Hardy fucking t-shirts and shit. Like
Right,
no,
exactly.
Yeah, no, he's gonna have the geezers with him, so
They all are fucking fantastic musicians, but like some of his newer material is like trying to attract some younger kids.
right.
Like a few of the tracks, I'm like, oh,
Right.
dude, you didn't need to do this. Like, you could have just made the same record you made, before, and
Yep.
everyone would have been
He
happy.
doesn't even need to do new shit. He can just
Yeah.
keep coming out and play the fucking decades worth of material that he has in his fucking back pocket, and people still come out to fucking see him. Like,
Dude, if I had one of Paul McCartney's hits, I'd be fucking elated. Like especially when you're sitting there listening to all of them, like in a row, you're like, "Wow, Jesus, this guy
Yeah.
really did write a fuckload of hit
Yeah.
songs."
yep.
And then he had to give half of his money to that fucking chick with one leg for nothing. For nothing. Heather Mills did not deserve half of his money.
No.
He had like $1 billion. She got like $500 million for, I don't know, probably being a bitch for most of the time. I don't think a one-legged chick's probably too.
Have you seen have you been wanting to see that that movie Yesterday?
No, yes and no, but like every musician thought of that movie like
Right.
20 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
It's like somebody finally decided to write down that fantasy we've all been
Right.
having. It's like, oh, guess what? I think I know what happens. Fucking, the Beatles songs are great. Now this is just a way to jerk off to all Beatles songs again.
Right.
I mean, if hopefully, Ringo and John are getting paid, or sorry, not John. Well, John's family. Hopefully, everyone's getting paid for that.
Yeah,
but
I would assume so.
I don't really want to see it. If I'm going to see anything, it's going to be Spider-Man.
I just thought it was so funny that, like, okay, so everyone, because the premise is everyone forgets fucking Beatles songs, right? And the one dude who remembers is just the dude that happens to know how to play every
I know,
single
right?
Beatles song. Like
Like I was thinking, it's like I don't think I know the entire lyrics to any of the Beatles.
right.
songs.
Not even that. Like being able to recreate them as they are.
Right,
Fuck
yeah,
you.
yeah.
That took the entire Beatles and George Martin to do that.
Right.
It's like he's gonna remember all the Mellotron and fucking
Yeah.
everything else that's in there. It's like get the fuck out of here. You might remember how to play Blackbird, but that's about it.
I'm wondering if, like, in the movie, like, he's like, they'll probably sell the story as he's in a cover band or some shit.
Better be in a
like,
coma
right.
and dreaming all that. Man, it's so sweaty in here. The
Yeah.
fan's all right though. The
Yeah.
breeze,
No,
the
it's
breeze
not
is
too
It's
bad.
not
You
as
know,
bad as it
again,
could be.
opening up the garage, it helps the cross breeze come through. Yeah, if this thing was closed, we'd be fucking dead. Like, we would have died probably about 15 minutes ago.
It feels like it's a little bit less than last year, though, because I mean I know we still have a lot of summer to go, but
Well, the heat just came in recently.
it's
so it's
just
only
starting,
been the last
man.
like maybe week.
Right, but we're halfway through July already.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, it's been a little
Well-
milder.
Well, the intensity really kicks up in August. That's
Mhm.
when will be some of the worst parts.
yeah, 112,
Yeah.
115.
But I don't know, man.
Been having a lot of earthquakes recently.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
You guys concerned at all about California breaking off at all?
Nah.
So, no, that's not gonna happen.
No, I don't think
I
so.
was reading something recently that they were saying that even the biggest one that they would expect to happen would be like an 8 point something.
That's still
like,
a fucking
oh no, it
crazy
is.
earthquake, but
it is. It's huge, but
We're far enough inland. We'll be fine.
yeah. Well, I mean, in terms of what it would take to cause the whole entirety of where the fault line lies,
We need to get
break
everybody in
off,
California to stand on the San Andreas Fault and jump on it up and down.
No,
at the same exact time.
I did see there is a Facebook group for the synchronized slapping of the San Andreas Fault.
yes, yeah, I saw that to like put it in line, right?
Yeah.
To get it right. Gotta smack that fucking fault line. You better straighten up and act right, San Andre.
I don't know. I mean, I would certainly consider maybe just preparing for, at least electrical outages,
yeah. Have
power
like
outages.
maybe an
and,
emergency bag.
Yeah. But, I mean,
Some
we're
water.
not going to be like, sinking in the ocean or anything.
I mean, I
Not yet. Not
legitimately
until the freaking polar caps melt and the sea levels rise and we all fucking drown.
on that 7.4, I legitimately didn't take my feet off the coffee table.
Right.
Right? Like people are freaking out on Twitter.
Yeah.
So it's only people that are not fucking from here.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you ever heard of anyone you knew being injured in an earthquake?
No.
Right. Exactly.
Well, I mean, nobody personally, but it does happen.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely
Yeah.
it does. As you get
just
closer to the
Nor-
epicenter
well, yeah, the
of
Northridge
the earthquake.
earthquake, that was fucking terrible.
Yeah. But,
That was
I
also
mean,
20 plus years ago.
yeah. But, I mean, again, think about were you affected at all by that? And that
I
was,
felt it, yes.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
Emotionally, he's very
Distraught
affected.
years after.
I thought I caused it because it happened at like 4 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and I just woken up to go pee, and as soon as I flushed the toilet, the whole earth started shaking. I was like, oh, God.
That'd be kind of fucked up as a kid to have to think that your action caused that. Like, you're not being able to understand that it didn't.
I had that water bed during one of those earthquakes, and that was pretty sweet. I think it was the one Matt's describing, but it was just all flopped me out. It almost threw me completely out of the bed. So, whoa.
I was in the bathtub for this last one. It's kind of nice because the water just...
You take baths?
Fuck yeah, I take baths. I
To
work
se-
in my bath.
To sell the bath water.
Yeah.
That is gross. No adult takes baths.
I do.
It's
I
like a
work in the bath. I make money in my bath, all right?
Oh, that's so gross.
That's adulting at its,
Well-
at its peak.
But see, is that more so just because it's so hot in
Yes.
your house and you don't have a proper AC?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're not like taking baths like because that's your preferred
No.
your preferred
I
way
like-
of getting clean.
Don't talk to me until I've taken my bath.
Yeah.
You
I
should
like
just-
to relax at the end of the night with a hot bath and a glass of red wine.
So to be clear, you're not actually bathing. You're just soaking in a tub.
I mean, technically, I'm
You're
bathing.
making mat tea in the,
Yeah.
in the bathtub is what's happening.
Ugh. I bet it's extra salty.
If you check out handbrotherspodcast.com, you will post a link to you can purchase
Some mat
Matt's
tea.
bathwater.
Yeah. We'll call it
Some
Matty.
bat tea.
Matt tea. There you go.
Yeah, we're gonna put that up. We're gonna get that up there. We're gonna put the link out on our Facebook if you'd like to purchase some of Matt's bathwater.
I'll sign each bottle.
Yep. Well, and
So
it'll
that's two signatures. You
seal
get the
it with a
signature
pew.
in the water and a handwritten signature.
Oh God. All right. Well, that's pretty good, gentlemen.
Yeah, we'll wrap this one up.
Go sweat inside the house instead.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, we hope you enjoyed this podcast. We will see you next week with a guest, hopefully, and maybe not. We'll see you then, guys.
All right.
All right.